top in them high heel boots.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me on another episode of Date with Daniel. And I'm sitting here with country music's latest wanted man and sexy boy, may I add, Matt Morson. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So I went on Spotify and I listened, and now Wanted Man, I just used that in my opening. It is your upcoming single. But before we get there, we're going to talk about Girl on the Bar.
Okay.
Your music is like a nice throwback to the country music I listened to in the 90s.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Is a lot of that influence in your music?
Yeah, no, one of my biggest influences are all like, Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks. I love Merle Haggard, love Loretta Lynn. So those are my influences. So I try to kind of keep it that style. That's what I do.
And so, country music has always had a very weird rap when I was growing up. Like I grew up loving country music and I was made fun of because of it. Talk to me about the allure of country music, because I think it's very alluring, but it's not always mainstream.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I like to think that country music has almost like a romantic relationship with the music industry, but like in a good, bad way. That's the way I look at it, because it has these ups and downs. It goes up and everybody's listening to it. And then 3 years later, it's like you said, everyone thinks it's stupid. They're like, this is dumb, this is backwater. And then 3 years later, it's back up again. So it has this little highs and lows.
Yeah, I guess none of us would really have, I guess it's just our personal relationship with the songs that we love too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So talk to me about Girl on the Bar. Where did a Girl on the Bar inspire that song?
Honestly, yeah. A long time ago. It was actually one of the first songs I wrote. Yeah. And I just wanted to get into I wanted to break out into the music industry really bad. So I was like, I got to write a good, catchy song, but I felt like I had to write it about a real experience. I don't like writing about made up stuff. I have to take it from life experiences. And thought about a bar I went to with my buddies, dancing with the girl that was, dancing on the bar. So that's what happened. Wrote a song, and that's pretty much where that came from.
Yeah. So your songwriting as well. I always ask this question to songwriters because I'm always interested in going into their mind when they're writing their music. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're inspired by personal relationships, right?
Yes.
But how much of that do you actually spin when it comes to your music?
I mean, I guess that question is different for everybody.
Yeah.
For me, I try to keep it as real as possible. Just because when I sing the song, and I do sing with emotion when I sing, in order to keep that emotion real, I want to keep the song as real as the experience I had. Mm-hmm. So I try to keep it really authentic.
Yeah. And you are fairly recent on the country music scene, which is what I love. You wanted to really make it bad.
Recent.
Yeah, you wanted to really break into the industry, and you're here. And some of the newer artists that I have spoken to, they always feel that sort of pressure with everything's a brand now, right? Before I felt like it was organic with the music, and then if you had a good song, then naturally it just all kind of fell together at the right place at the right time. But now there's so much pressure to really make that entrance with branding, logos, colors, all that stuff begins to matter. How are you kind of navigating your space? I mean, you are a pretty young guy too at the same time, right?
Well, I mean, in terms of branding,
yeah.
I try not to think about that too much. I mean, the great Willie Nelson actually once said, when you go on stage, the best thing to do is be you, because if they like it, it's the easiest thing to repeat. Mm-hmm. Don't fake it. Just do what you do. And if people respond to that, that's all that matters. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously I'm building a brand. It's impossible not to, but I don't focus as much on it as most do. I just worry about the music.
It sounds like you have more of an organic approach to it too.
I try to. I mean, it's working out so far. And if things change, we'll look at it differently. But as of right now, that's the plan.
Yeah. And now the music video for Girl on the Bar is quite hot.
Thank you.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, that was fun. First music video. That was my first music video. And long day. I've never done a video before.
2 days,
it was crazy. It was definitely an experience, but I had so much fun, learned a lot of things, and it was just like working with a big family, from the smallest member of the team to the biggest, everybody was just on top of it, and it just turned out great.
Do you become more confident as you start working on all these different facets of a song? You write it, then you record it, then it goes out, and then you have a music video. Are you becoming more confident with it, or are you confident from the start?
I try to be confident from the start, but obviously as the momentum gains, you start to see people react, and they react in a way you want, and then you get more confident. But I mean, I try to go in with like, no matter what, I'm going to do this my way, I'm going to do it the right way, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, we try for the next one. I don't really focus on the negative too much.
Yeah, and I guess today's time kind of it's a little bit easier in that respect, right? Because people really go from one song to the next.
They
Where
literally.
before the album, there was so much pressure around an album.
Yeah.
So if you didn't really like one thing, you move on to the next and you keep growing.
Exactly.
So I guess it helps that way.
Yeah, it's a singles world now, right?
Yeah.
So people just release one song, see how it works. Didn't work too well, release the next song,
Yeah.
see how it works. Okay, then release the next one. It just.
If only all of life could be like that.
I wish.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that well.
But let's talk about your upcoming single, "Wanted Man," because I that's the song I love.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
and I love it because it really is a throwback to like the Alan Jackson and the George Strait kind of sound I love.
Yes,
and I
it is.
love that it's retro yet it's still kind of hip and still kind of current. Talk to me about how that song came about.
Well, based on a true story again, which I won't get into.
Are you a wanted man somewhere?
Not anymore.
No.
Not
Oh
anymore.
boy.
Not anymore.
You can't tell me the details?
If you
That
really
sounds
want-
too. Yes, I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
When I was younger, long story short, when I was younger, I was in my truck being an idiot. May have destroyed some property in the truck and was chased by the police and did not pull over. And got away with it somehow. But
You are wanted.
exactly. So I was like, I gotta write a song about that. That was
Yeah.
a great time. But yeah, so that's how that song came out to be. But yeah, no, that song, it has those roots, and I wanted it to have those roots. I remember we were recording, me and the engineer, Harley is his name, we
Yeah.
were in the studio, and we had a goal to make a retro song that was new. Like, we wanted to fit in its own subgenre. We wanted Wanted Man not to be relatable to any other song out right now.
Yeah.
And I think we did it.
No, I told you it was a throwback. It was a throwback, but it was still modern at the same time,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like it's carved out its own space.
And thank you. That was the point. That was the
Yeah,
goal.
yeah, and you guys have a music video coming for that too, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Any sort of secrets you can let me know?
Well, the storyline's pretty much what the song lyrics are. I can tell you that much,
Yeah.
but I don't want to share.
Is
too
like
much
your
more.
real life experience with the police gonna make a cameo?
They might. I don't know if I want to contact them.
I'm expecting to see a wanted poster somewhere in the music video.
But yeah, no, it might. Who knows? But
Yeah. Well, it was great speaking to you. I always like speaking to new artists because when I get them when they're new, they're really. Well, I hope you don't change. I know
hope
you're going
I
to stay the
don't
same.
either.
But it's nice because they have a very sort of fresh perspective on things, right? And as long as you maintain that, I think your music's always going to be fresh. I love it.
you.
You're off to a great start, so
I
congratulations.
really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.